At the scouting combine, after we interviewed Kevin O'Connell, Vikings head coach, who may be joining me next week on PFTPM, he pointed out with some degree of enthusiasm and effusiveness his belief that this was a very good thing that Kirk Cousins, for the first time since his days in Washington, would have the same person talking to him in the ear before plays during games. That continuity, something that had been lacking. It's a different person every year. Now, same person 2 years in a row, Kevin O'Connell talking to Cousins. Cousins addressed the fact that he gets a second year in the same offense with Kevin O'Connell running the show. Here's Cousins addressing that topic from yesterday.
What does the year two progression in the system look like for you?
Well, the big one is like today running plays on air. Last year, they had to, quote unquote, hold my hand to call the play. Where it was like, I don't even know how to say this play. When you call it, I can't see it in my head, so I can't call it. So to be able to, have the play come in and just boom, call 2 plays in the huddle, let's go. It's just night and day from last year. Having somebody in my helmet for the second year in a row, I'm really encouraged by, because there had always been that change. And while the system was many times staying similar, a different voice in front of the room and a different voice in your helmet, certainly there's still changes there. So I think that's a positive, too, to build that rapport with Kevin.
I never really noticed this before. Maybe it's because he doesn't rip the sleeves off of every T-shirt like Derek Carr does, but Kirk Cousins is kind of jacked.
Don't you remember the chain video from last year? I think we all discovered that. Yeah. Where he was in the plane and they had the chain going and whatever, and he's doing the weird white boy thing.
Well, it was hard to see because he had it all tight. He had it all tight together. I'm just going to let that one go. He had it all tight together and you couldn't really appreciate it. He's a little looser right there.
Right. Well, I mean, now you really know that Kirk Cousins is jacked, especially for a quarterback. All those quarterbacks, they're not as jacked as they could be. Will Levis is one of those guys. He's coming in the league. He's pretty jacked, man. And, so is Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. As Matt Casey points out, that means he would much more easily beat my ass if he ever sees me. But, hey, one of the things I'd forgotten, because I forget things now, I am 2 years away, 2 years and almost a month away from legal protection against elder abuse, which means I can be even more of an asshole than I've been. And if anybody touches me, they get prosecuted for elder abuse. So that's the only good thing about having 60 not that far down the road.
You didn't put the couple of words between ass and then hole like you were supposed to. You should have just gone with jackass.
That's all right.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
all
that means is that I have
jackass.
2 more years to
jackass.
Give you more elder abuse. Not that I really do, but sometimes you deserve it.
You have to your credit, you have never physically abused me. I will give you that. Even after I gave you dessert out of the garbage, you did not physically abuse me.
Well, I did not know the dessert was out of the garbage that day, and apparently
even after
it wasn't actually out of the garbage.
Even after you found out. Oh, yes, it was. Coffee grounds were all over it. I scraped them off with a spoon. It was nasty. It was straight out of the trash.
Don't tell people that. No. It was slated for the garbage, but it was not actually physically in the garbage. This is what I was told, at least. So I could tell there were no coffee grounds on it. Jeez.
It had a plate on top of it. It had a plate on top of it that had previously been in an ashtray. That is the truth. Okay, it's not the truth. So, look, Cousins could be really good this year. And the narrative is set. You get to a certain point as a football player where you are who you are. Kirk Cousins is a guy who will light you up at 1 Eastern. The bigger the game gets, he becomes aware of it. He becomes conscious of it. Some guys become conscious of it in a good way. Joe Burrow, bigger game, I'm going to kick your ass even more than I would at 1 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to show up when the lights are bright. For whatever reasons, Kirk Cousins turtles a little bit in those big spots. And that's the challenge. If you're the Vikings, sports psychologist, I don't know what you do, but you got to get this guy to not think about the stakes, the stage, the impact, the moment, what it means to his legacy. That's been the problem. And look, he didn't play horribly against the Giants last year, but still, 4th and 8 game on the line, season on the line, short of the sticks. And I know Dexter Lawrence was in his face, but you kind of got to account for that pre-snap. It's not like it was the first time all game Dexter Lawrence was in his face. Move off the spot, get rid of the ball to Justin Jefferson. I don't care who many guys are covering him. I really don't need to see it. We all remember this. And he had a little time there. I mean, come on. Sims defends him and acts like Dexter Lawrence was Aaron Donald fighting through 5-year-olds to get to him. He had enough time to get the ball down the field. What the hell did he think was going to happen? Throwing it there to TJ Hawkinson with the season on the line. So, yeah, he probably would shove me if he saw me, but he should shove himself. Watch this one more time. He's got time, and there goes Jefferson down the right side. Now, they say if he had held it another half second, KJ Osborne would have popped wide open. Upper left, you saw Osborne coming across the field. I don't care about any of that. I care about 18. The guy who made the catch of his lifetime with the game on the line in Buffalo. Your season's on the line. You're at home. You need 8 yards. You throw it to Justin Jefferson. I throw it to 18. When in doubt, throw it to 18.
That's what I was going to say. You brought it up. The Buffalo Bills game. It's 4th down. You need a play. Who do you throw it to? You call 18. I don't understand why you're doing anything else there. And maybe it is because the game that was at Buffalo that day started at 1 o'clock. So it just was, free and easy. Kirk Cousins, he understands what he has to do, and then he tightens up a little bit, when the game is a standalone playoff game in the middle of the day in January. I don't know what the difference is, but look, I totally agree with you on that particular play. It's 4th down. Everybody in the building should know that it's going to go to Justin Jefferson, but you got to throw it there anyway because that dude is the best receiver in the league.
Why are you even running a route? Why are they even telling TJ Hawkinson to run that little route 5 yards short of the stick? Unless he's a decoy. But I'm saying that's part of the problem. Don't even give Kirk Cousins an option. But you okay, so we drag a guy down there. All right, fine. That's one less guy that'll be all over Justin Jefferson, I guess. But still.
You're going to tell a 10-year quarterback exactly where the ball is going. I didn't need to see that. To the same degree, you didn't need to see Dwayne Rudd throwing his helmet. Although I should have expected when I sat down that. Oh, and there's Myles eating out of the trash. There we go. We knew we'd get there eventually. That's Myles. Mrs. Enright. All right. And Myles has never seen that episode. Myles' entire knowledge of the Seinfeld world comes from text messages and clips he's gotten from me on our PFT writers chain. That's it. Yes.
You eventually will get the gist of the whole series from those clips, one at a time, one clip at a time. It's all going to come together in your brain, and if you ever watch it, it's all going to make sense.
It's mostly a show about nothing. I've also seen the season 7 of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm pretty sure that's the Seinfeld reunion season. So that my knowledge of Seinfeld comes from that, and then of course these clips that get sent on the text chain that completely go over my head.
So have you seen all of Curb Your Enthusiasm? Have you seen the whole
I have.
The whole series?
Yes, yeah, I love Curb Your
So
Enthusiasm.
why do you continue to resist watching Seinfeld? Why won't you watch Seinfeld?
Because there's so much good stuff on television, Mike, and especially right now when
not
the
anymore.
NBA playoffs
not
are
for
going
now.
on.
Not for now.
What?
There's a strike now, so you better stick with sports.
Well, yeah, but that's part of it, right? Everything that's going on with the NBA playoffs, I love. I am extremely engaged in that. So, I've missed the last few episodes of Dave because by the time the playoffs are over, usually, and they get done with Inside the NBA, it's time for me to go to sleep. So it's actually past my bedtime a lot of the times. Just wasn't last night because there was only one game and it was terrible. So Seinfeld's pretty low on the list. It's about Succession and nothing else right now but the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, I watch Succession, but I'm not as enamored with it as everybody else is. Woo. I think it's a little overrated.
Well, you're overrated. Don't read that crap by Mike Florio.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.